Welcome to A Taste of AZ podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by our wonderful friends at Arizona Restaurant Consulting. Arizona Restaurant Consulting is here to elevate your next build-out, whether it's a restaurant, bar, or other hospitality space. Their range of services are designed to support every aspect of the restaurant build-out process. Their team offers consulting, permit assistance, bid acquisitions, team building, and so much more. On today's episode, we'll be sitting down with Justin, the owner of Arizona Restaurant Consulting, and one of his current clients at Pure Sushi. Let's jump into today's episode.
All right, so we're here. You guys are getting ready for business right now, right? We're not quite open yet.
Not quite. Yeah, we're getting there.
I mean, you're open for the day.
Well,
You are open, just not for the day yet.
Right, 11 o'clock.
So we're at Pure Sushi. This is on, Thompson Peak in Hayden?
Correct.
Yeah, heard great things about this place.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, when Justin reached out and was like, hey, I got a project that I want to work on with you guys, and he said Pure Sushi, I'm like, hell yeah. And then I met you. I was like, dang, I don't know if I want to do this now.
A lot of people feel that way.
I'm excited to talk about this project you guys are going to get into, but we're going to talk a little bit first about Pure Sushi, what you guys do here. But first, let's meet our guest. Introduce yourself and who are you?
How you doing? Well, my name is Greg Kopp. I'm the general manager here at Pure Sushi. I've been running this establishment for about 14 years now.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, dude, he kind of threw me for a loop earlier. He's like, yeah, man, so we've been here for years. I'm like, when'd you open? He's like, 2023. I'm like, doing the math, and he's like, no, I'm just messing with you. I'm like, so we got Greg, and then, sir, would you introduce yourself?
Absolutely.
A previous guest.
Justin McAllister, previous guest, Arizona Restaurant Consulting, as well as now also AZRC Installations. We have two companies now, so
nice.
Things are growing, things are expanding. Excited about this particular project and ready to get to talking about it. Greg and I had the opportunity to actually build a Pure Sushi back in, what was that,
2016?
2016?
Yeah.
So that was on 7th Street in Missouri, and we did a good job on that one. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Are there multiple locations up here?
Unfortunately, not any longer.
Okay.
The one that we built,
Yeah.
the landlord issue, et cetera, and we chose to move on a couple of years back. So
this is the location.
the flagship and one and only, right?
Yeah. Great neighborhood, though, too. I mean, you guys are right here with Chula Seafood. We're
Right.
huge fans of Chula Seafood.
Chula Seafood is here with me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, yeah.
I was here first.
No, I love it, man. I love it. So I'm excited to be here. Now, you've been in this industry for a while?
Way too long, actually. Actually, I was having a discussion just the other day, unfortunately, and I've been in this industry now for over 40 years.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
That's crazy, because you're only, 35?
I wish. See, this is my new favorite podcast. I love it. Now I'm 58, unfortunately. Actually, my very first job in this business, I was 13 years old, actually.
Oh, wow.
I made donuts. A friend of my stepdad's owned a donut shop in my hometown, and they played cards together. They were friends, and he said, hey, give my kid a job. So that's what I did. After junior high, I went over and I literally made and stuffed donuts, in the afternoon for like 3 or 4 hours, and I never got out after that. I worked in delis, I worked in pizza shops, diners, etc. Even when I was in the service for a couple of years after high school, I still in my off-duty hours worked at a pizza shop in
really?
town. Yeah.
Yeah.
And from there, just bartending, etc. And I started managing back, 1990 something.
When you start off with 19.
Yeah.
Man.
Not before this century hit. Yeah. It was a while back. Yeah. And it just grew from there. I did several local independents. I worked for a long time for Romano's Macaroni Grill back in the day.
Okay.
When they first opened here, actually, in 1993, 94.
Here in the Phoenix area.
Yeah, in the Phoenix area, and Scottsdale and Shea back then. And, worked for them for a long time. And then after I left them back 2000, and I think it was 2006, and then local went to Cantina Laredo, which you may remember. That was over on Scottsdale Promenade. Worked there for a couple of years, and eventually found my way here to Pure Sushi. Like I said, about a little over 14 years ago.
Okay.
So,
yeah. And when did you said this opened in 03?
It opened technically opened December of 2006.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So theoretically we're on coming on 19 years here. So
yeah.
gonna have to have a big party next year for
Heck
20
yeah.
years. So.
Nice. Me and Justin invited. Or at least me.
Well,
Justin. We'll see how this project goes.
yeah, depends on how we do.
So, so you're not originally from Arizona?
I'm not. I was born and raised in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved born and raised in New York. As I said, I joined the service at 18. And then moved to Arizona when I got out about 20 when I was about 21.
Okay.
And I've been here since then. So.
Yeah.
Long time. I got my naturalized citizenship after about 30 years. So a few
Sure.
years ago.
Yeah. I would say. I moved here in October of 07, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm here for. They're like, oh, you like it here? I'm like, yeah, this is my home now. And they're like, yeah, hold on now, like it's October. Wait till you hit June and July. You got to go through at least one summer to.
It's
to
funny. I
claim
got
that.
here in July of 1988, and the day that I got here, the temperature at the airport that were on the news was like 120 degrees. I'm like, this might have been a mistake. But,
What the hell did
but
I
I
do?
love the desert.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's 117 today. I think is what
No,
they're
yeah.
calling for.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's brutal, man.
That's right.
It's
It's
brutal,
unreal.
but I feel like we're on the home stretch. I keep saying that, but then we hit record temperatures.
Keep threatening that monsoon's not happened yet.
Oh yeah, actually, I hit a little bit of rain coming on the 101. Like it was like sprinkles. Like I was like, wait, what is? Like, I haven't seen this in months. So
Nice.
there's hope. There is hope. So Pure Sushi. What do you? I mean, obviously you guys do sushi,
Right.
but tell me a little bit more about the place.
The restaurant, as I said, was opened back in 06, 07. At the time, a couple of Korean gentlemen were the owners, and they had a vision. I think they executed fairly well. Not just to have sushi, which of course, but the name of the restaurant is Pure Sushi Bar and Dining.
Okay.
In other words,
Yeah.
because it's more than just the sushi bar. It's not just a sushi because we do a lot of other items as well. So not what I would say full fusion, but you'll find on the menu there's a bunch of different ideas as from different Asian cuisines. There's Korean, there's Chinese, stir
Yeah.
fry, and things like that.
Okay.
So we offer more than just as a sushi bar, a little bit of everything. So it
Yeah.
kind of appeals to more than just raw fish people.
Sure.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like you can tell when you come in. I mean, before I even came in, when Justin was like, "Hey, we're doing a renovation on the bar," that to me that tells me that like the bar is not an afterthought, right? It's a piece of who you guys are.
Yeah, absolutely. A bar
Yeah.
is a huge portion of what we do, which is why this renovation is so important.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the gentleman opened it. The owner. Subsequently, Ed Parker, he was a partner and eventually bought out the originals back in 09, so a couple years
Okay.
after it opened, and had been the sole proprietor then. Ed unfortunately passed away a couple months ago.
Oh,
in
man.
March.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
And definitely, as corny as it may sound, in part want to finish this expansion, because it was something that we had talked about for several years.
Yeah.
I've been bugging him to do it for a while because, at any given day, this bar behind us here is full by 5 o'clock. I mean, I have 9 seats and people are walking out. Nobody can sit at the bar.
Yeah.
There's not enough room.
Yeah.
So Ed, we need more bar seats.
Yeah.
So, he finally agreed that we should. And we began to move forward on the project, near the end of last year. And then, at the beginning of this year, as we saw, unfortunately, as I said, he got sick and passed away in March.
Yeah.
But his children own the restaurant now.
Okay.
And, we partnered up and they were excited to do it as well. So it's moving forward. So
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Excellent.
A quick shout out to the sponsor of today's episode, Arizona Restaurant Consulting. If you're updating your existing concept or opening a new hospitality space, Arizona Restaurant Consulting is here to guide you along the way. Visit azrestaurantconsulting.com for more information on how they can make your next build-out a success. Thanks again to Arizona Restaurant Consulting for sponsoring this episode.
All right, so you want to expand this year. Is it kind of a flow thing? Is it space? Is it all of it?
It's a
Okay.
little bit of everything. As the restaurant is right now, there are 2 separate rooms. The adjacent room here actually was, believe it or not, a Baskin Robbins back in the day.
Oh, okay.
But we expanded in there and took over that space shortly after opening, like 2008 or so.
Okay.
And while I love that room, and it's been, I have personally redesigned it now 3 times. It's kind of a either or for a lot of guests. Either I absolutely have to sit in that room, or I will never sit in that. Yeah. And so it's kind of a tale of two cities. So by taking down the walls that separate the 2 suites here, it kind of it'll open it up a little bit more and kind of eliminate that. I don't give everybody the same feel. They're in the same place, in the same spot. And then at the same time, we're going to expand the capacity on the seating for the bar once we install the new one, basically doubling it a little bit more, somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 to 20 seats as opposed to the 9 we have now. So
yeah. Gotcha. So Justin, when you're brought on for a project like this, do they come with like, hey, here's kind of a big picture of what we see, and then you got to fill in the blanks, or how does that even start, or is it depends on the person?
It depends on the person, because in the case of Pure Sushi and Greg Kopp, the man knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So there's no question that he drove the design on this one, and I basically just made it official. So I can't take a whole lot of creativity credit for this, but we certainly plug in the right equipment. As equipment specialists, we recommend certain pieces of equipment in certain areas, maybe make life a little easier if we use this here and instead of that, sort of thing. So this one was pretty easy pickings when it came to the design portion of it. We've got the equipment on order now. Obviously it's on its way in, so we'll be outfitting the bar as well when that time comes.
Justin's like a I like to say like a jigsaw puzzle guy. Because when we, I know what I want, and it's funny because he made fun of me when I sent him the thing. I used a floor chart, the thing, and all I did was, I basically redid it, in an Excel spreadsheet or a Word sheet, and just redid this floor chart, big blocks. This is how it should look. Yeah. He's like, this is like a kindergartner draw this. I'm like, kind of, yeah, but don't worry about that. Yeah. And then I'm putting pieces in and stuff. I need him to, you can't do that. You got to move this and lay it out here. But I just make it good.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's able to take all of the equipment and all the idea. He understands what I'm wanting to do, and then just make it so it makes sense. It works.
Yeah.
So that's
spatially, scale wise. Because that beautiful drawing he did was not to scale, but everything fit miraculously. It was amazing.
That's what I forget. I should be holding that one up. So you can
exactly.
We'll have to it was color coded though.
It was.
Yeah, beautiful. So you're talking about like a floor, like for like servers, like all right, you're in section this, you're in section this.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. It was actually the floor chart of all the tables in the layout of the restaurant, and I just basically popped in, how the bar was going to look, and then, then just made up some squares and, whatnot for the various equipment, and just kind of put it like this. And he's like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "Well, fix it." And he did. He fixed it.
I'm sure you guys have seen Spinal Tap.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Remember the movie Spinal Tap where he wants to do the Stonehenge thing?
Yeah.
And he writes like inches instead of feet, so they get him like a 12-inch Stonehenge.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that would have been me. Yeah, people would have been standing around the bar, but not standing around the bar, looking down in the bar.
Yeah.
Right?
So what's the vision here? So like to kind of paint the picture, if you're listening to this podcast or watching the episode, first of all, go to our Instagram, go to Arizona Restaurant Consulting's social media, Pure Sushi's social media. We're going to share this stuff, and so you'll get a visual of it. But if people are listening to it now, kind of what we see here is like you walk in the front door, you have a dining area.
Right.
To the left, you have a bar that you said has 9 seats.
Correct.
Right. But and then you have how many seats up here at the sushi bar?
Sushi bar has 12 seats.
12 seats, and then you have another dining room. So it's kind of fragmented a little bit. There's multiple different.
Exactly.
So that's what we're looking at now. What's the vision look like?
Right. So as we're sitting, as you pointed out, if you walk through the front doors, and we're sitting a little to the left through the front doors, adjacent to the current bar. So what we're going to do is the bar which sits behind us is going to be demoed out completely.
Okay.
So we'll take that whole bar out, and then in the other room, the secondary dining room, as you pointed out, there's some really nice booth seats that actually came from our old Pure Sushi, the other restaurant that we designed. When we decided to get out of there, we took the seats with us.
Yeah, nice.
But those booths are going to go back in here and line the walls around where the current bar sits.
Okay.
And then I've designed a couple of additional booths as well, because one thing I found out after some 40 years in the restaurant business, People want booths.
I love booths.
I've been teasing for many years. I said, I'm going to open a restaurant one day, all by myself. And they said, what are you going to serve? It doesn't matter. What kind of food? Doesn't matter. What we're going to call it is, all we got is booths.
Yeah.
And people will come.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. What are you serving? Don't worry about it. We got a booth. We got a booth. Well, that's great. So
can I get a booth seat?
Of course you can. That's all you can have is a booth. But anyway, so we'll line this with booths behind us, which I think it's going to be dynamite. The seating area is going to draw people. It's going to look fantastic over there. So it's going to be really cool. And then we're going to do a little bit of work on the front here. Gonna actually, shockingly enough, add a couple more booths in the center of the restaurant as well.
Okay.
With a new host stand and stuff as you walk in, because this is the way it's set up now. The host stand's off to the side when you walk in, so it's a little. It kind of greets people when they come in the door. It's going to be a little bit more
kind of
straight on makes sense that way. And then the wall opposite that we're currently looking at, which separates the two suites, is coming down. And that is where the bar will be. It's going to be basically a rectangular bar that straddles the line between what is currently two different spaces. So it'll bring them together and open up the top a little bit. So this becomes one space more or less.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do a little rearranging of some of the furniture in the other room too to accommodate what we want to do. So, but basically you're going to create one contiguous, cohesive space between the two. So it'll be a little bit more, make a little more sense.
Yeah. I like that.
And most importantly, get us 9 more seats.
That's the perfect opportunity to cut to the layout, which I'll show you a picture of or give you a picture of so that you can patch that in there. That way they can see what we're talking about.
Okay, beautiful. And so where this wall is currently, that's going to be, so you're going to be able to have people, basically 3 of the 4 sides of it, able to sit?
Correct, yeah,
okay.
Right around there, exactly, as a rectangle. Now, interestingly enough, I'm sorry, Justin, that wall right where the wood portion of the thing ends over there, that actually portion of the wall is to stay because of engineering column. Yeah. But the rest will open up to there, which actually works out kind of really cool for us because I'm able to use it as a back bar. It's going to be it actually worked out really well for a happy accident, if you will, that the wall stays in. So we're going to have it set up with some really cool shelving and some lighting that for our back bar. It's going to look pretty cool.
Yeah.
So excited about that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're good. No, I was going to say that whole wall that good portion of that wall gets removed, and that becomes the bar. So, you're leaving a little bit of a soffit up above, are you, or no?
Yeah, we're playing with the idea. Unfortunately, my contractor couldn't make it in today. He got called to an emergency meeting on one of his other jobs. He was going to explain some of the construction details, but basically, it's it'll more or less be open. We're doing some fun things with lighting up there. I'm playing around with a few different looks and stuff, but the idea is we're going to continue the obviously sushi restaurants, so a lot of the themes are going to be water related and a lot of blues and stuff. So the lights that we're putting in are going to basically represent waves more or less. How they look. They're kind of custom pieces that look really cool. Yeah. And then around the bar itself, we're doing the same thing. We're going to clad it in a material that basically looks like waves.
Nice.
And then you illuminate things with blue lights and everything, so it's going to look, you're just going to get a very oceany feel when you walk in. It's going to be kind of cool. So we're excited about it.
I like it. So kind of matching the blue on the bathroom doors there.
That's a little bit lighter than where we're going. Those bathroom doors are going to get a little coat of paint too.
I like that blue though. That's a good color blue.
It's been there for a few years. So but we're gonna do the whole thing will be obviously painted as well along with the thing, and it'll be different shades of blue throughout and stuff. So it'll get a major facelift. It's been here, as I said, coming on 19 years. So, and in that time, we've done many different things. I've changed the floors a few times, some tables, that kind of stuff. But this will be the biggest major renovation we've done in 19 years. Just, and people deserve it. I couldn't tell you how many regular guests. Any given Friday or Saturday night, I probably know half the guests by name.
That's great.
That's how crazy,
For sure.
And part of the reason that the bar needs expansion is because they are so loyal, and I love them. But 8 or 9 of them at the bar by 5 o'clock a day, and then new guests come. There's no bar because so we need more people. We need more seats. So
for sure. I mean, this is a good neighborhood. This is one of those this is an area that you would draw on that neighborhood crowd, right? Like they want a great neighborhood spot to rely on consistency and a welcoming feeling. Yeah.
As I said, the previous owner, Ed, he lived right here in DC Ranch.
Okay.
Local. Yeah. I mean, owned local businesses, lived here locally. knew all our guests. They knew him. I mean, I like to say what happened at Pure Sushi on Friday night was discussed at the DC Ranch Clubhouse on Saturday because everybody knows everybody. Which is great, So it made for a nice, I don't want to say family, but it was a very cohesive feel.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Justin, what are you doing this process, right? So he hands you his coloring book page design. Where do you go from there? Like how do you go through that process of executing that idea that he has?
So the good thing is, like I say, we had a little head start because Greg knows what he's doing and knows what he wants. For the most part, just require just a little bit of direction.
Yeah.
But we basically came out and measure the space, make sure the AutoCAD file that we were working on was accurate, and then we plug it all into the AutoCAD program, which is all to scale, everything in feet and inches, so that we're able to draft up the accurate drawing. Once we approved the layout, went back and forth over it a few times, and then I think we sat on it for 6 months because of the timing of everything.
Yeah.
But then when we came back to it, it was time to get our architectural plans together. We had to make a decision on an architect, so we brought one of those on board. And then I presented him with a set of my drawings, which include the plumbing and electrical rough-in plans showing all the dimensions for where the drains go, where the hot and cold water fixtures are, where the electrical outlets are needed, and then that is then taken to the engineers through the architect, which take their sweet time, of course. And then you get to the city. Once you've got a set of engineered plans, you can get your general contractor bids in at that point. But then you have to enter the realm of the city. And
the realm of the city,
you're at their mercy. Scottsdale's usually pretty good. They're really not bad.
Yeah.
But right now we're hung up on one little thing for a permit. It sounds like, and
it should be. Well, we're assuming. Well, today or tomorrow. We'll
good
finally,
news.
Get us our final. Had to make a couple of small adjustments, but we're good.
Mm-hmm.
And is your kind of one of your roles is to kind of make sure everybody's doing what they need to be doing? You're kind of the go-to guy.
Try to be the hub of the wheel in that regard.
Yeah.
Put a little pressure on the architect. I happen to know this particular architect that we went with, and so we've got a history of working together before. So whatever influence I have, be it strong or weak, we did what we could to get it through, and in this case, it's working out pretty.
Yeah,
good.
it was a pretty good. The project it was fairly smooth as far as what we had to do.
Sure.
A little hiccup with electrical engineering. They had to go back and review, to make sure that we had enough space, which we did. It just they had to, make some adjustments. But as Justin said, he worked with David, our architect, a little bit just to make sure everybody, had what they needed, and access and stuff. And it worked out pretty well there. One thing though that he didn't mention that he was extremely helpful with, and that I know he does for his other clients too, is you can't forget about the Maricopa County Health Department.
Okay.
Department of Environmental Services, because whenever you're doing something in a food service establishment, especially, you need to clear with them if you're going to do any major renovations or so, because they'll need to inspect and stuff and make sure that their requirements are met as well. So Justin was extremely helpful in filling out, you got to fill out the forms, shockingly.
Yeah.
And make the applications for permits and stuff, which I'm pleased to say we were granted this past week.
Very
no
quickly.
problem. Yeah, we did pretty well with them. So, but that's a hurdle that you can't forget. Because big problem if you forget to health
For
department.
sure.
They get very upset if you forget about that.
Exactly. And you kind of need their stamp of approval, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's kind of important. Otherwise, you're not running a restaurant without them. So,
yeah.
But,
Well, so Arizona Restaurant Consulting is the perfect name. It's Arizona. It's restaurants. It's consulting. You cover the whole thing, Justin.
You got it, man.
Yeah.
Thought about that one long and hard.
Yeah. I love it.
Well done.
Simplicity, right?
Exactly
It's a
right.
simplicity. I love it, right? There's a marketing, concept of this. If you confuse, you lose, right? Pure Sushi, that nails it, right? You know what you're in for. Arizona Restaurant Consulting.
We hope so.
You know what he does.
You got
it. So how long is this project gonna take? Like, I mean, I know that things like getting permits, like you can't. You can estimate how quickly, but like once stuff starts
right.
rolling.
Well, assuming that, and again, you hit the nail on the head. It's more about inspections, et cetera, as they move along, and some of that happens on city time. But I have a great contractor. I wish he was here, Austin Ellery with Austin Homes. We'll include. his stuff
For
in
sure.
the thing too. He's done great for us so far. But we were talking about a 6-week build out altogether.
Yeah.
Once we start, quote demoing, from the start to finish, and it'll take us about 6 weeks to do it. But
Justin said he can do it in 2.
you're hired. Austin, if you're out there, you're fired.
I was going to go ahead and add 2 or 3 weeks and say, 8 to 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're all set. Everything is ready to go. We've done some very preliminary kind of just stuff to get set up, but we have all the people in place to get it done. And as I said, Austin's been fantastic getting these things set up. But to do the items, not so much. It's just you got to stop along the way, as I said, and get inspections and stuff and everything. But we anticipate, we're talking about mid-September, somewhere in the 15th to 20th. We should be fully open. Now, important to note, though, while we're doing this, we are going to be open during that time.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to basically wall off half of this dining room in front of us.
Okay.
While they're working on the other side to prepare there, take down the wall, and get all those items done over there. So that'll happen, hopefully next week, and then we'll be open for business the entire time. The only time then we'll shut down is as we complete the final week and a half or so of construction, when we literally tear this bar out behind us. Can't really have people in here for that, unfortunately. Yeah. So we'll close down for that week, and we'll just take that out and redo the floors and add in the furniture. But that'll only be the final week. So if it's 6 weeks build, we'll be closed maybe 10 days of it. So it's gotta pay the bills.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know that there's health permits and all these things you have to follow, but I think it'd be a cool concept to be able to people an experience when they eat, right? I would love to have an experience of seeing construction going on, demolition, right? Can I get some California rolls and a sledgehammer? Can I participate in that?
It's funny you say it because my staff yesterday, while we were talking about the start date and everything, and I explained to him, we're waiting on that permit, and we should do. And mind you, it's almost every one of my servers are females. I have 2 male servers, just kind of the way it worked out.
Yeah.
And they've been. Probably because I think the least tenured member of my staff has been here for 5 years, and most of them have been here in excess of 10 years or more. My longest term, I hired her the week after I started. She's been here 14 years.
Yeah.
Most of them have been here for a long, long time. But at any rate, they were saying to me yesterday, hey, what we should do is we should all get a sledgehammer and get to knock that wall down. And I'm like, all right, slow down. Pretty sure my workman's comp doesn't cover that. So, but they're excited about it. And they're like, yeah, we want to knock down the wall. I'm like, we'll talk about it,
Everybody wants the demo, right?
Yeah, demo's the best part. Yeah. Right. Like, we could put it on Instagram. I'm like, all right. Good, sure.
Yeah. And then the OSHA sees it.
Yeah, what are you doing with your employees? They have no safety goggles on you.
Let's
forget about it.
They got an Arizona Restaurant Consulting hard hat on.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get Justin in on that one.
Yeah. I enjoyed.
He said we could do it.
Yeah, approved. He's stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Well, great guys. This is exciting. We're going to come back in once the whole renovation is done, and we're gonna do another podcast. And my idea is that we come back in for that, and we set up in the new space, and we try some food too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we'll get you some progress pics of the demo and of the build out. That way you can put some stills in there if you want to.
Beautiful.
And show you a little bit of the progress.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for having us in. I'm excited to see where this all goes. Justin, as always, appreciate you, man. Always appreciate your support. And,
thank you.
And Greg, great to meet you.
You as well.
And this is exciting. So good luck with that timeline.
I appreciate it. I'll get back to you in September for that follow-up.
Sounds good. So where can people find you guys? Website and social media?
Right, exactly. PureSushiBar.com. You can find our Instagram, obviously, as well. All the links are on our website, as well as reservations available through that as well. So, come check us out. We have Facebook, Instagram, X/Twitter. It's all,
Wow. You guys are tweeting out there?
Well, I try, man. I'm really bad at that. I might have to hire myself a full-time social media consultant. I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
Justin, do you provide that?
I've got a guy.
You got a guy.
a
All
guy.
right, good. I need that
Yeah,
guy because I'm bad at it.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, Justin and you?
azrestaurantconsulting.com is our website. We have a YouTube channel. It's a little old. We haven't put a whole lot of new content on, but it's also something we want to invest in the coming days. I think we've got a profile on Instagram, but again, just not. I don't do social media.
Yeah.
So
You're busy. You're working.
yeah, I'm too busy working. So
That's a good thing.
yeah. But that's where you can find us, azrestaurantconsulting.com, and we appreciate you taking time for us today.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of A Taste of AZ podcast, brought to you by Arizona Restaurant Consulting. If you're looking to revamp your space or open a new hospitality concept, make sure to visit azrestaurantconsulting.com to find out about how they can help you make your build out a success. Thanks again to our sponsor. See you next time.